Veronica Mars is a 2014 film that is based off of the TV show with the same name. Now, this was written and directed by Rob Thomas, who was also the show's creator. Now, before I get into what this movie is about, I need to talk about how crazy it is that this movie even exists or happened. Veronica Mars was a TV show that started on UPN that long ago and ended up being on the CW until it was canceled after only 3 seasons. And still to this day I can't figure out why it was canceled, because it had a pretty good following. It was getting decent ratings. I'm pretty sure like over 4 million people were watching it. I don't understand why it was canceled, but it was canceled, and for so long people have wanted it to continue because the way it ends in season 3, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needed to be answered. Until one day, I think a year or so ago, Rob Thomas and Kristen Bell created this Kickstarter campaign. And they said if our fans want to see a movie, you can donate, I think it was $5 million or so that they wanted to raise. And not only did they get that, but they got it in a record like 2 days. So needless to say, this movie was high in demand. And I thought that was awesome, but also going into this movie I was thinking, I hope it's good. Because if it's not good, if it's kind of lame, or if it feels like something that we didn't need, how much of a disappointment would that be for the fans who gave their own money for this movie to happen? Now, on to the plot. It's been 9 or 10 years later since season 3, and Veronica Mars has now been working at this pretty big firm in New York. She's actually on her way to becoming a real lawyer, and she's still with Piz from season 3. They're happy together until she sees on the news that Logan Echolls, her ex-boyfriend, was arrested for a murder of this girl from their high school. So she gets a phone call from him. She goes back to Neptune and she tries to solve this case and prove Logan Echolls' innocence. Now, what I thought of Veronica Mars, the movie, was I really enjoyed this movie. First, I should probably talk about Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell, yeah, she's done a lot of things since Veronica Mars, but a lot of people kind of see her and say that's the Veronica Mars girl. So seeing her after all these years, not only going back to play this character, but still wanting to play this character, I really like her as Veronica. I like that also we see her and she has her life together and it's almost perfect. But then when she goes back to Neptune and she's face to face with Logan and she's back to doing these investigations because she hasn't done them in so long, it's like she falls back into it. And for better or for worse, it's almost like she can't escape this life. This life is for her. In fact, through her narrations, she describes it as an addiction of sorts. And I like seeing her father. Very cool that they had him in this movie a lot more than I was expecting. And he's getting on her for, he wants her to go back to New York. He wants her to finish her career. But again, she keeps getting sucked back into this case. And seeing her with Logan, I like that. I like their chemistry. The characters at least feel like they belong together. I know she's with Piz, and he seems like a good guy. They seem like they have a pretty normal relationship, but I don't know what it is about her and Logan. It was also really cool to see characters from the show so many years later, to see what they're up to. Characters like Weevil, Wallace, Mac, or even Dick Casablancas, who I have to say was still one of the funniest things about the film. And that's something that really surprised me, because yeah, Veronica Mars was a funny show, but this movie really went into the comedy. It played up the comedy a lot, and it was genuinely funny. The movie just kept making me laugh, and then it'd do something that would catch me off guard. What about people who haven't seen the TV show? They're probably going to be a little lost. You know, this movie was definitely made for the fans, and if you haven't watched the show, or if you're not familiar with the show, you might not understand everything that's going on. But I don't really find that an issue. Yeah, obviously because I've watched the shows and I'm into it, so maybe I'm biased. But I feel like since this was a Kickstarter movie, since this movie was made possible thanks to the fans, of course it was made towards the fans, for the fans. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Some of the cameos in the film I really enjoyed, and some of them I hope I'm not giving too much away, but Justin Long was in it as just a random guy at this bar. James Franco played himself, which of course is always funny. And Dax Shepard, who is Kristen Bell's real-life husband. The cameo he has, I won't give it away, but wow, was that really funny. Now, the mystery. Kristen Bell, Veronica Mars, trying to figure out who's behind this murder, and she's trying to clear Logan Echolls' name. The mystery behind it I thought was good. There was a lot of twists, and it went into a direction that I wasn't expecting. So I don't know what more I could say about Veronica Mars. Obviously, I'm avoiding spoilers because if you are a fan of the TV show, you're just going to want to watch the movie just for the catching up with the characters aspect of it. But it is a good movie too. The writing is really good. The cast is good. It's awesome to see what everyone's been up to. My rating for the film, I'm going to give it a full price. And this might be my first full price rating of the year. I can definitely say this is the first film of 2014 that I really enjoyed, and I didn't have really any problems with it at all. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen Veronica Mars and what you thought of it. Like and subscribe. Later!